Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
Buenas noches, Craig Nolan. Soy Daniel Pineda.
My name's Adelquo.
And here we go with another show. Our first show in February 2015, marching right along. The Valentine's Day month is here. Our news items, as always, and our CBB items as well.
Right.
And Adele is here with
It's Easy Being Green.
Yes, it is indeed. It's with Joe Tree Frog.
That's
I remember
right.
Joe Tree Frog.
You remembered.
I did remember. How amazing. Nort Beckerman and his Brain Healthy Minute is also here tonight. Rich with his reviews, our News for Senior segment, and then Miriam Gennari and her guest with an interview. I mean, that's it. You know,
Solar
don't
panels,
get no better than so that's our show. But before we begin, a social media reminder from my partner here.
Mr. Nolan, you can watch
Thank
the
you,
Arlington
sir.
Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. And also facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News.
All right, thanks, Daniel. Here we go with our first of our news items, and this is breaking news. We begin today's news with a breaking crime story. Arlington County Police have just released information about a woman who was bound and robbed in her own home in the middle of the day. It happened at about 2:17 in the afternoon on Thursday, January 29, in an apartment building along the 100 block of North George Mason Drive. The woman was leaving her apartment when she was confronted by a man wearing a black jacket and a mask. He told her to go back into her apartment. He followed her in and then bound her hands together. The man took cash and a cell phone and then left. The woman then ran outside and asked a cab driver for help. The suspect is described as an Hispanic male, about 5'5" to 5'7" in height, weighing about 190 pounds. If you have any information on this incident, if you saw something or just have information, please give police a call. They need your help. 703-558-2222. Daniel.
And Craig, in other breaking news, on Wednesday, February the 4th, Arlington County Board Chair Mary Hines announced that she won't seek re-election this November. 59-year-old Hines will serve out the rest of her term this year and step down in 2016. According to Arlington County Democratic Committee Chairman Kip Malinowski, there will be 4 or 5 debates this spring and probably a primary election on June 9th. If so, candidates of either party have until March the 26th to file for the race. Independents have until primary day to officially file for the office.
All right, Daniel, and in other retirement news, Mary Hines is the second county board member in a week to announce her retirement. On Wednesday, January 28th, Arlington County Board member Walter Tejada also announced that he will not run for re-election. Mr. Tejada has had his seat for about 12 years and is considered by some to be the most liberal member of the predominantly Democratic County Board. In an interview, Walter Tejada said that he felt it was time for him to move on, but he didn't discuss any further details. At least 4 Democrats have expressed interest in replacing him next year. Arlington GOP Chairman Matt Wavro said Republicans have had a lot of conversations, but haven't had anyone decide to just yet to take the plunge. The next county board election will be the first in decades with 2, count them 2, open seats. Daniel.
And Craig, a third prominent Arlington public servant is retiring. Arlington's police chief announced Thursday, January the 29th, that he is retiring in March. Chief Douglas Scott has spent more than a decade leading the ACPD and nearly 40 years working in law enforcement, including a stint as the Fairfax County and Fairfax City police chief. An acting police chief will be named in the coming months. Craig.
All right, Daniel, next in our news items. Well, the growing number of children around the country coming down with measles has some local parents concerned about the likelihood of their own kids coming down with measles. Arlington Public Schools has just announced that there are 100 students in their system who have not been vaccinated. That's 0.4% of about 24,529 students who are currently enrolled in the Arlington Public School system. There are 2 reasons a student can attend school without getting their immunizations, either medical or religious reasons. Arlington Public Schools claims that they track students with vaccination exemptions and make sure to notify parents when there is a disease outbreak at their child's school. According to a public school spokesman, there are no suspected measles cases in Arlington County. That's good news. Daniel.
And Craig, I know you're watching it. If you've been watching The Bachelor, then you know Jillian. The Arlington resident made a name for herself this season as the outspoken gym junkie contestant vying for The Bachelor's attention. Well, last week she lost out and didn't get the rose. But could this bachelorette be back on your television anytime soon? Well, according to Jillian, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right. Thanks, Daniel. We'll stay tuned for Jillian and a whole lot more going on there with The Bachelor. Okay, we'll be back with our CBB file right after we hear from Adele Quo and
It's easy being green.
Here's Adele.
Hey everyone, it's Easy Being Green here with Joe Treefrog and myself, Adele Quo. If you are replacing your existing impervious pavement with permeable surface options, it does look like the 2015 StormwaterWise landscape program will be teaming up with the Green Home Choice program. If you're an Arlington property owner interested in reducing stormwater runoff from your property and keep pollutants out of our streams, check the website on your screen in late February for 2015 StormwaterWise landscape program information. It's www.arlingtonva.us/stormwaterwise. If you're selected through the program's lottery system, 4 practices are eligible for the reimbursement program. If selected, you will receive advice from county staff and funds to support your project. One of the 4 eligible practices is replacement of your existing impervious pavement with the permeable interlocking pavers. As an approved StormwaterWise landscape practice, the permeable surfaces slow down the stormwater and allow it to soak into the ground instead of becoming runoff from your property. So free up your soil by removing all your existing impervious driveways, walkways, and patios. The fabulous news is that replacing your ugly black asphalt or drab concrete driveway with beautiful permeable pavers will move your surfaces beyond function to ecological artistry. Permeable pavers now come in a variety of colors, patterns, and designs. A well-designed and properly installed permeable paver service will improve your property value and with proper maintenance last longer than a standard asphalt driveway. Consult with a certified or licensed sustainable landscapes professional for your options. And remember, it's easy replacing all your existing impervious pavement with permeable surface options. Definitely go permeable.
I like all the P's.
I know, there are
P, a properly placed permeable paver.
Yeah, a lot of alliteration tonight.
Good stuff.
Just don't stand in front of me.
Appreciate it. Good stuff. Thanks,
All
Adele.
right, thanks.
We always like your segments. It's easy being green. Okay, as promised now, here we go with our CBB, or Community Bulletin Board file. Well, the nonprofit Doorways for Women and Families aims to empower women and families that have experienced domestic violence, homelessness, and other problems. The group needs caring, empathetic, open-minded volunteers to support women in imminent danger as they take steps toward safety and self-sufficiency. If you can help out as a Safehouse shelter volunteer, they'd like someone to answer their 24-hour domestic violence hotline, then they're looking for your help. If you'd like to volunteer for this opportunity, here's their number, 703-504-9284. Daniel.
And Craig, in other news, after Greenbrier Learning Center's after-school program, Learning Rocks needs after-school assistance. Volunteers will help 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders with homework, reading, and other academic needs. Just give them a call at 703-379-6488, extension 104 if you're interested in learning more.
All right, Daniel, also on our CBB file, if you like volunteering in a social atmosphere and meeting friendly people who want to save lives, then the American Red Cross of the greater Chesapeake and Potomac region is looking for you. The Red Cross needs volunteers at blood drives throughout Arlington. Volunteers will help welcome the donors and serve beverages and light snacks that they give to everyone after you donate your blood. If you'd like to volunteer for this American Red Cross opportunity, here's their number. Give them a call at 800-272-0094, extension 1, and they'll tell you all about how you can volunteer for the American Red Cross. Daniel.
Well, Craig, if you like meeting people from different cultures and love English grammar and language, then you may want to volunteer for the library's English Conversation Group meeting. If you can serve as a conversation partner for non-native English speakers at the Central Library, that's located at 1015 North Quincy Street. That's on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Call 703-228-7688.
All right, Daniel, and our man about town, Rich Masabny, is eagerly waiting over here in the wings.
Yes.
But before we do that, we've got Nort Beckerman and his Brain Healthy Minute. Here's Nort.
Hi, I'm Nort Beckerman, the brain health coach. Did you know that when a baby is born, they have most of the brain cells they will ever need? They're genetically derived, but their brain is smooth. There are no connections. The connections haven't been formed. Connections require exposure to new things, learning and experience-dependent cells. By the age of 3, a child will have all of the genetically derived cells they'll ever need. But for most of them to function, they will have to have connected to experience-dependent brain cells. That doesn't stop when you're a child. You generate experience-dependent brain cells throughout your life. As an adult, you have to develop the connections. That means exposure to new things. You have to continue learning. It can be formal or informal learning, but it should be something that you're really interested in doing. Brain cells that don't function draw less and less blood, shrinking in the process. That's going to make it difficult to remember things. But you can correct that by continuing to learn and do new things. Just remember, your brain responds to what you do and don't do. That determines what you can and can't do. And that determines what you will and won't do. So if things seem hard at first, persist. You need to get those cells back into shape. I'm Nort Beckerman, the Brain Health Coach. I'll see you next time for a Brain Healthy Minute.
All right, thanks, Nort.
Thank you,
Don't forget,
Nort.
it's never too late to train your brain with diet, exercise, and learn something new. It works. Okay. Now, as promised, our man about town for theater, the arts, and a whole lot more. Here's Rich Masabny.
Hey, Rich.
Thank you, boys.
Take it away, Rich.
The Shakespeare Theater Company downtown is doing a sequel to Macbeth in the sense that one man's trying to restore peace to his county. This is in, it's Dunensane, and it'll be there till, till the 21st. It's the National Theatre of Scotland is doing the show at the Shakespeare Theatre. There, you can check them at the phone number at 202-547-1122 or check shakespearetheatre.org. The Folger Theatre is doing Mary Stuart. This is two strong women are front and center in this Peter Oswald's new version of Schiller's Mary Stuart at the Folger. They're played by Kate Eastwood Norris as Queen Elizabeth, and Holly Twyford is Mary Stuart. Both outstanding, just outstanding. I mean, I've seen these actors for a long time, and they're great. The thing is, Queen Elizabeth had ruled for years. Then in 1568, her Catholic cousin, Mary Stuart, claimed she was a direct descendant of Henry VII, and therefore the throne should be hers. Anyway, good show. What a cast. Todd Schofield, he's in this thing. Cody Nichol, these are names maybe you know or don't know. They're just terrific people, wonderful actors, and it's Nancy Robinette, for example. She's been around for a million years. She's wonderful. Anyway, Craig Wallace, just terrific. The phone number then is at the Folger, 202-547-7077. That's 7077. Or check them at folger.edu/theater. That's with an R-E. Roundhouse is in Bethesda is doing Rapture, Blister, Burn. After grad school, Catherine built a career as a rock star, while Gwen, her friend, had a family, kids, and all that business. Anyway, but there's a competition that builds there. Very, very good. Roundhouse is 240-644-1100, or check them out, roundhousetheater.org. The Metropolitan Opera simulcast. This is, if you haven't done this, you got to do it some Saturday. They don't have it every Saturday, but when the Metropolitan Opera does something on Saturday afternoons, like from 1 o'clock on, they're right off live off the stage of Metropolitan in New York. Anyway, they just did Offenbach's Le Conte Hoffman, or The Tales of Hoffman, at the Regal Boston Commons 12. Their phone number there is 703-527-9466. The Kennedy Center has a wonderful show, Gigi, and this is, Vanessa Hutchins. She was in High School Musical. She did 3 movies on that. She got the stuff to be a star, I'm telling you. Just like Audrey Hepburn or Leslie Caron, this gal, Vanessa Hutchins, is doing a terrific job. It plays through February 12th and then goes on to Broadway, where I'm sure it'll be a big hit. It's a glorious production from beginning to end, directed by Eric Schaefer. Lovely, lovely, lovely is what I was thinking when the curtains opened up and I saw the set by Derek McLean, the costumes by Catherine Zuber, and the choreography by Joshua Bergazzi. The story is about a teenage girl, Gigi, and you see her develop and grow up, and she has starts to care for the guy who's there, Gaston, and it's just a great show. There's songs you remember from this. Thank Heaven for Little Girls. I Remember It Well. Gigi, of course, and I'm Glad I'm Not Young Anymore. This is a 2015 revival of Gigi, was adapted by Heidi Thompson. For more information, for tickets for Gigi, you can call 202-467-4600 at the Kennedy Center, or check the website, kennedy-center.org. This is a winner. She's a doll too, Vanessa Hudgens.
Maurice Chevalier.
That's right. You got it. You got it.
Oh, little girl.
Hey, I like that.
Wow, you've been practicing.
And finally, let me see here. I want to mention about a restaurant. I've been going in and out for how long in Boston Commons there, on Wilson Boulevard, and on the left there's a place called Noodles and Company. I bet you never paid attention. Well, I had.
Buy it, but that's about it.
But I was in the mood for some soup or something. I had something to do there. So I passed by, how many times I said in Baltimore. The other day I stopped in and met the general manager, Alejandro Aquino. I was quite surprised, excuse me, to hear about their wide variety of dishes and to learn about their catering and pick up possibilities and all that. Alejandro suggested I try 2 of the most popular dishes, the penne rosa, which tomato sauce and things and creamy stuff on that penne pasta, and then the Thai curry soup. That was wonderful. It's just the soup was made with coconut curry broth, cabbage, tomato, mushrooms, red onions, rice noodles. Delicious.
Let's go. Huh?
Yeah, that's right.
You buying, right?
And then that's right. And the other day, the assistant there, Olivia Gray, was there, and I tried that little tomato basil bisque, and they have a Thai hot pot, which is just terrific. Anyway, and they also have a sandwich. They got a Wisconsin cheesesteak sandwich that won't quit, and they got mac and cheese. Anyway, their phone number there is 571-527-1232, or check them at bolstoncommons@noodles.com. Thanks, folks. That's
All
it.
right,
Till
good
next
stuff.
time.
Noodles and Company.
I'm starving now.
Like heaven for a little girl.
Gigi.
All right. Here we go. Well, I better leave that one alone. Here we go. Now, as promised, our News for Seniors segment. Find out what's new in the auto industry, including the new Google car that drives itself. That's coming up Thursday, February 12 at 2 in the afternoon at Langston Brown Senior Center. This is a free program, and it's being presented by Les Jackson, who is a professional automotive journalist. Call Langston Brown to find out more and to register. Here's their number, 703-228-6300. Daniel.
Well, Craig, the Baltimore longitudinal study on aging has been ongoing since 1958 and has over 1,200 participants. The study has been tracing normal effects of aging and the effects caused by illness, environment, and education. An insight into the study and the results will be revealed. That's on Thursday, February the 12th at 11 a.m. at Culpeper Garden Senior Center. This is a free presentation. Call Culpeper Garden to register. That's at 703-228-4403.
All right, Daniel, and this sounds like a good one. Well, as chief White House photographer for more than 50 years, Pete Souza has unprecedented access to the West Wing, Air Force One, backstage at the State of the Union address, and a whole lot more. And he has demonstrated all of this in the National Geographic video, The President's Photographer.
Wow.
To celebrate President's Day, Culpeper Garden Senior Center is showing the video, narrated by Morgan Freeman. That's coming up Wednesday, February 11 at 1 in the afternoon. This is a free presentation. For more information, give Culpeper Garden Center a call. Here's the number, 703-228-4403. And as always, thanks to Judy Masabni.
Thank you, Judy.
Of OSAP for helping us out and sending us these announcements.
Yes.
We'll be back with a quick bye-bye if we have time, right after we hear from Miriam Gennari and her guest. Here's Miriam.
Thank you. I'm here again with Rustom Meyer. He's the owner and inventor of a product that he sells through his company, YetiSolar. Welcome back, Rustom.
Thanks. It's great to be back.
Well, Rustom, I wanted to just mention to our viewers so they understand a little bit about your background. You have 2 degrees from Cornell.
Yeah.
And you're also a professional engineer.
Mm-hmm. Licensed.
So what gave you the idea that you wanted to start a solar company? What was the motivation?
Well, basically I wanted to make a difference. In doing so, in a capitalist society, you all have to also make money. So
you came up with a great idea.
So I came up with an idea that would solve a problem for people, basically. Something that people would want.
And certainly the way you brought some pictures of your work and your product, and I want to talk about those pictures when they come up, because they're going to illustrate what it looks like to have a solar light in your house.
Yep.
And a solar panel on the outside of your house. Just as we kind of move in the direction of being more sustainable.
Yeah.
And wanting to manage our energy nationally, but also individually.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about what motivates a person to get a solar panel and solar light in their house.
Okay, so the advantages are, first of all, that it doesn't have a power bill, right? So if you're going to go get a new fixture, you can get one that's going to cost you something every month to operate from here on out, or you can get one that's not. That's powered by the sun. The next thing then is reliability, because it's got 2 days worth of use stored in the battery, where you're using it, say, for 4 hours a day on the high mode or 8 hours a day on the low mode. You can go quite a while, with bad weather or what have you, right? But also during power outages, when the rest of your electrical appliances aren't working, you can still use this.
It's so funny. My husband likes to leave the lights on in the house.
Mm-hmm.
He turns them on when they're still, and I always yell at him. I'm like, shut off the lights, shut off the lights.
Right.
So he could keep this little light on almost all day, right?
I mean, yeah, it's just going to recharge again tomorrow, so there's not really a big downside to doing that.
And then the other thing is, how many times have we been without power, either because of a storm or because of high demand. And of course, anything could cause our power to go down. In Arlington, this is a way to make sure that you can, still feel safe in your home, because light's a big part of safety.
Yeah, so the difference between having no power and having a little bit of power is a big one, right? So there's someone who got one of these for his elderly mother because she had to light candles during power outages, and that's something that could be dangerous, could start fires. But with this light fixture, she could just switch it on like regular light.
And we talked about this last time a little bit, but again, this is something that anybody could install after 2 hours, you said. They could install it themselves. Is this an example of your light kit?
Right, so this is one of mine, and this is a cabin that somebody's got, and this is the solar panel on the outside, and the light fixtures on the inside lighting up that cabin.
Okay.
Next picture, please.
This is a research station in the Amazon. They obviously do not have a connection to the power grid.
Wow, you've got customers everywhere.
And this is an installation here that's just in someone's living room, but it's got a different style to the fixture.
Oh, so note to all kinds of interior decorators that they could get custom lighting in a home that's solar powered.
Yeah. This one is in a cabin. They actually installed the light before they had finished the interior of their cabin so that they could use the light while they were still building the cabin. Again, someplace that was off-grid. So
that makes great sense. Look at that.
Yep, those are veneer lights. So the light is shining through a very, very thin layer of wood.
It's like Italian. It's so Renaissance. I love it.
That's another cabin photo. It's just in someone's kitchen in their cabin, lighting up their kitchen.
Okay. Practical.
Yep, and that's in someone's living room, so they've got that there. And
what about this one?
That's a chicken coop. That's a chicken coop on wheels, actually, so that they can keep moving it around, and their chickens have fresh places, but obviously wiring that up would be pretty difficult, and so they have the light there if they need to go into the chicken coop. And also, it extends the daylight hours, so during the wintertime, chickens will
lay more eggs.
Yeah.
I heard that. I heard that. And actually, I'm in a better mood when I have lighting, even on dark days.
Yeah.
So that's, and what's really important is that this is sustainable energy. And in the future, as we continue to talk about energy, I know that's a concern of yours, that, well, you know what? How about we just get people to get in touch with you, and they can reach you at YetiSolar.com. Through your website. They can take a look at your light kits, and they might be able to figure out how they would be able to install this in their own home.
Yep.
Okay, here in Arlington.
Sure.
Or anywhere. Okay, thanks so much for talking to me, Rustom. I really do appreciate your work. It's very sustainable.
Thanks.
And I want to thank you for watching The Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari. Back to the news.
All right. Thanks, Miriam.
Thank you, Miriam.
Learning a little something about solar energy. Get your solar panels and put them up.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's about a wrap. We got to roll on out of here. So thank you to crew. Thank you to talent. Of course.
Talent.
Thanks, Adele. And thanks to
Thank
all
you,
of you
Adele.
for watching this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Next week, come back and check us out. We'll do it all again. Take care. Have a good week. Bye-bye.